You're listening to the King's Cast podcast. New episodes are released weekly. Follow on Twitter and Instagram at King's Cast, like on Facebook, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio.
Welcome to King's Cast with DFresh, Eric, and Ryan. This is your weekly Sacramento Kings podcast for Kings fans by Kings fans. As always, this episode is brought to you by Ziggy's Smoke Shop. You can follow Ziggy's Smoke Shop on Instagram at Ziggy's Smoke Shop 209 with locations in Stockton and Tracy. We're coming off last week's very fun episode. We talked about a lot of basketball for the first time in a while with things coming up. So it was really good to start moving in that direction as we head into this bubble postseason play. For any of our episodes, you can find them archived for streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and now YouTube. So we're excited about that. For everything, you can stay up to date Kings Cast on our Twitter at Kings Cast. Let's check in on the guys and see how they're doing because we have a guest on the pod today. So I'm going to bring in Ryan and Doug, and then we'll introduce Chris, our guest. Ryan, what's good? How you doing?
Hey, what's happening? I'm doing pretty good. Crazy ass week this week. I worked a lot of hours, worked a lot of overtime. I actually had a nice little project that I had to do yesterday. You guys want me to go in on that real quick? You want me to hold off?
No, we'll save it for the fun time because we definitely want to give the respect to your time. You know
that is true. That is true. But yes, great week. I'm excited to be here. A little disappointed. I thought we were going to do a little trivia, but didn't end up working out. But either way, it's going to be a good pod.
Doug, what's up?
Oh, just another podcast. Excited to be here with you guys. I'm just looking forward to this week, man. We got some sports coming back. I know, Eric, if I told you that they were not going to be doing any testing for baseball starting this week for the 60-game season, would you watch?
Like, are you talking about steroid testing?
100%.
They're not testing for steroids. Okay, yeah, I definitely might look into that, but I'm gonna give it a week to see who's thick. You know, if that neck that neck don't fit, then I'll watch. If the neck fits, I can't watch. Chris, what's up, man? We're really happy to have you on the podcast. We've known you for a minute. We know you're a super big Kings fan, and just thought it was a good time to bring someone on. How you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Happy to be on. Thank you for the invite. Just looking forward to sports getting back going, basketball, baseball, everything. Just hoping that the Kings can make a run and see what happens.
So we're gonna keep you through pretty much, guys. We got a loaded episode this week, as always. A lot of topics. Chris, we're looking forward to getting some of these discussions with you because we've been getting wild the last couple weeks. But yeah, sports are coming back. And before that, we got to check in on. I'm going to do a lawn check-in, guys, because I'll be honest, I have been putting in the time. I laid that summer guard, Scott's summer guard on the lawn. I've been watering and been edging, looking up YouTube videos on really how to get that thing growing in the right direction. So I'm pretty proud of the lawn. How's the lawn looking, Ryan? I know you were talking about you had some fading, some sprinklers dying. Have you recovered?
Always 100 over here, brother. I actually, my lawn's really big in the backyard, and I think I talked about this last week. So there's not enough sprinklers in the backyard. So what I've been doing is over the last few weeks, I've been rototilling a section of my yard on the far edge. I've been rototilling some of it out, right? And today I finally got it all done. Today I got to dig up those sprinklers. I'm going to move them in a little bit, couple feet. That way it shrinks my yard a little bit and I get maximum coverage from the sprinklers. That's very important. We want intersecting streams, right? You want to cross streams on this one. It's like when you're taking a piss with your buddy and you go cross swords and all that. That's what you want. That is the goal. So I got
cross streams. I love it.
So I got that going in the backyard today. Next week, I'm going to plant some trees. and my grass should be popping by this time next week, man. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. It's always the highlight of my week.
Yeah, that Ryan, he makes a lot of weird references to his yard. If you guys remember a couple weeks ago on that yard check-in, he was talking about his long and thick squash. Now he's talking about cross streaming with the boys. So, questionable backyard Ryan has there. Chris, first time on Kings Cast, we definitely like to talk about the lawns, just that pride and joy of the property. How's the lawn looking for you, dude? How's your setup?
It's looking really good right now. There is a little brown coming through. It's been really hot. The front yard gets beat by the sun all day. So gonna get out there, mow it today, get a little water on it, and got to finish a rock project in the front, which I'll send you guys some pictures and show you. And then backyard's doing all right. I got to figure out, I'm going to have to dig a trench. No rototilling though over here, but dig a trench and figure out where this pipe goes and if I can get some water to set up a drip system in our backyard. So going to be working on that.
See what I mean, Ryan? I mean, Chris really came into Kings Cast prepared. He's been doing his research on some of the episodes. I mean, he came here talking drip systems, pouring rock. He just really came prepared. I love to hear it, Chris. If you send that to us on Kings Cast, we'll definitely share the retweet.
That's what I was gonna say right there. Put it on the Twitter page for us. Let the folks see, how much hard work he's been putting in and stuff like that. So I'm excited.
I may have to run a poll.
Yeah, run a poll. Whose yard is the greenest? You know my what I say all the time. The grill's clean, the grass is green. Man, we ready to go.
Hey, quick question there, Ryan. Are you an Air Monarch guy or are you New Balance guy?
See, I wear I actually wear my old boots out there with shorts, ankle socks, untied laces. So I go out there no shirt, my short shorts, my combat boots with the ankles. Sunglasses, and most of the time I wear a mask. Actually, even before COVID, I have really bad allergies, so sometimes that pollen just gets up in the nasals right there, and we don't do too well. So I definitely look real rednecky out there, but that's part of the game out.
Ryan, did you say combat boots?
Oh shit, dude! Damn it.
Ryan. Ryan, I just want to let you know, man. We just really want to thank you for your service, man.
Ryan, thank you for your service.
Fucking hell, dude. That's like 3 weeks. That's like 3 weeks in a row you fuckers got me.
Yeah, I freaking love it. So, okay, if you guys didn't know, Ryan is a proud member of the military in his past. So, okay, anything, guys? Have you guys had a fun week? Anything notable you guys had going on? For me, it was kind of chill, man. I didn't really have anything crazy going. You guys have any funny stories you wanted to share today?
I don't. Again, I'm not on the lawn list yet because my house is going to be getting built here soon. But I'm finally getting some cement poured on my property tomorrow. So when that house is done later this fall, I'll be coming for that ass in the lawn department. So
coming for that ass
again, guys. A lot of weird references today when it comes to just men and stuff. Doug, a lot of weird references.
Hey, I got a quick update. Last week, I know during the fun talk session, I gave what happened to me. I got in a car wreck last week, first ever. Car still is not back. She's still in the shop. I get text updates though. They tell me she's getting a new coat of paint on her right now, looking good. So we'll see. Should pick it up tomorrow. Hopefully she's purring.
There we go. So I'm thinking let's get into it, guys, because like I said, we have a guest today. We have a loaded episode, a bunch of different topics. I want to give Chris the opportunity to talk on Kings Cast. Chris, you've been a Kings fan for a long time. You've been, following Kings Cast, and you've been following this season, so you kind of know where we stand on a couple of positions. But while you're on here, I thought it'd be a good idea just to talk about, you coming into the season, really what you thought coming into the season as far as what the Kings did in the offseason with their transactions, and what kind of expectations did you have coming into the year? What were you thinking?
I didn't come into the season thinking that we would be playing 8 games in the end of July, but I don't think anybody did. But I was hoping that the Kings would make a legitimate run at a playoff spot and maybe hit that 8 or 7 spot. Realistically, probably weren't going to be there, maybe 9 looking in, but It's good right now that they still have a chance to get in. That's kind of what we wanted. But some of the transactions they did, I thought maybe we're going to pan out a little bit better. But that move at the deadline to get Kent Bazemore was, I loved it. That was a great move. Get rid of Trevor Ariza, and so that's
Yeah.
where I'm at with that.
So you were kind of. It sounds like you kind of where we are right now with the with the Kings, or where we were coming into the season. We all thought they were going to be 7-8, and as far as the offseason trends, what do you think, guys? We were optimistic, but I personally didn't like the Dedmon one. Ariza one didn't bother me, but we were kind of same feelings as Chris, right?
Yeah. I don't think we should. I don't need to go too much into that, but yes, 100%. Dwayne Dedmon's a bum.
Yeah. So, Chris, you okay? So you talked about like the midseason thing. Just to some of the big topics we have. Anytime we talk to someone, I know we have had Robbie on. We've had him talk about some of the topics that we've talked about. One of the really big ones that we've been pounding is the Bogdanovich situation. So kind of mid-year, they got Kent Bazemore, but then Bogdanovich took the starting lineup. Just for the listeners who aren't up to speed, like Bogdanovich they didn't trade him, and so he's set to essentially become a restricted free agent, where the Kings are going to end up having to probably match a large contract. And Kings Cast firmly believes that Bogdanovich is not worth, what's our number, guys? We say constantly like 13 million. We're around 13.
14 max, I think, is what we all
14
came to.
14 max, and so a lot of the projections have him north of 16. Even I've heard up to 20, which I don't think we get 20. But since you're on, Chris, as far as the Bogdanovich Buddy Hield situation at the second half of the season and in the contact situation, do you have any thoughts on that? Are you as passionate about us, or do you disagree on us with that stuff?
No, I think you and me have had conversations about this, and I think we kind of fall in line where Bogi's great and all, but to spend north of 13, 14 million on him for 4 years or whatever the case is, I think there's just better options out there. If they can get him on a good deal or something, that's another story. But I'd rather them invest that money elsewhere. And I think, though, unfortunately, I think Buddy is going to get traded. Seems like he'll be the one to move. They can get a lot more for him potentially, and then they sign Bogi. Hopefully, like we said, 13, 14 million, and then maybe that helps them save Kent Bazemore too, and then you're a little bit better off there. You have some defense and a little bit of versatility, but we'll see. I guess it's at the end of the day, it's up to Vlade, and who knows what Vlade's going to do. I don't even think he knows what he's going to do.
I don't know, man. It's like the moves that they made. It's like we talked about that, right? When the trade deadline went down and Buddy Hield didn't get traded. Or not, I'm sorry, Bogdanovich didn't get traded. We were saying Buddy Hield's probably going to be that guy who's going to get traded later and is going to be gone. And so, we don't think it's the right move, but it's just a weird one in Kingsland. And so it sounds like you kind of feel the same way as us. It doesn't seem like there's too much opposition. Another one I wanted to bring up with you was was Marvin Bagley, okay? Because everybody out there in Kingsland, I wouldn't say everybody, there's a good portion of people out there in Kingsland who fucking hate on Marvin Bagley just because he's been hurt. And I think a lot of it has to do with the Luka situation. What's your thoughts on Bagley? Are you a believer? What do you think of him? Just overall opinion, I guess.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just hate on him because the Kings just drafted him instead of Luka, and he just gets that rap for it, even though it wasn't his fault. But I mean, I like him. I think he has a huge amount of potential. He's just got to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy and we can get a good season to look at him and see how he's going to play with these guys, then man, that would be great to see. But if he can't stay healthy, then it's like, let's move on, send him somewhere where we can get something that can come in and play right now and produce. Cause that's kind of at the point where we're at that point right now where we need to be able to get guys that can play right now. We don't need those projects.
So you're in the camp of like, if an opportunity presented itself where they could include him in the trade, you would be open to it. Now, maybe specify. You thinking like a big haul, right? Like more like a blue chip type of trade, or you thinking more just a player who can play?
I'm thinking like a blue chip kind of trade. Like maybe he gets sent to Washington and we somehow get Bradley Beal back out of it, something like that.
Ooh, I love it. There's a couple of fantasy trades out there that we have.
Whoa.
I think we're gonna. Well, I know just from talking to Chris. Chris has been a Bradley Beal guy from. You've been from a while, right, Chris? You thought Bradley Beal was a target early in the season.
Yeah.
So okay, so you want to move him off of that? Cool, man. I think those are the two big topics. And I think last week we talked about, what was it, guys? It was like what top things we're looking forward to coming out of this postseason bubble. And Bagley was brought up, the Buddy Hield situation. It's just something in Kingsland that's going to need to be sorted out. And so it's good to get Chris's take on it and just kind of see where he's at. So moving on to this one, guys, it probably could have been a trash take of the week, but it wasn't a take, so we couldn't really qualify it as that. But you guys saw on Twitter there was a I don't know, was it a poll, I guess we can call it, or some type of voting thing where it was Jason Williams. Doug, you want to read it? It was like a Jason Williams versus Bibby situation. What did it exactly say?
You want me to do
Ryan
this?
has it up. Go ahead, Ryan. Yeah.
Let me just bring it up real quick again. Here we go. All right, so it's from Throwback Hoops, and it says, which Sacramento Kings point guard are you taking, Jason Williams or Mike Bibby? And mind you, they both have the black unis on that we're a huge fan of. So that was the picture.
At least they did that. I think if they were really a Jason Williams guy, guys, they would have put Bibby in those golds to really just dissuade people from voting that direction. But they put it in both the blacks, calling it even. So that's good. Okay, thoughts on this, because we've had this discussion before. Chris, I'll let you bat first on this one, man. So, I guess I'll pose it this way: Mike Bibby versus Jason Williams. Is it even a discussion? Because I tweeted on this. This isn't even a debate. What's your thoughts on this whole debate that constantly gets thrown around?
I think, first of all, on the picture, they should have had them both in those beautiful red uniforms that the Kings are rocking this year.
Just a nice Photoshop.
Yeah. I think there could be a debate in the sense that it would be, who do Kings fans like better, maybe, but not who is better for the Kings, because obviously Bibby was the guy that got him to the next level. Jason Williams was great to watch. He was fun, entertaining. He was playing when they weren't very good. They started to get kind of good, and then they brought in Bibby, and Bibby took him to a whole nother level. So you got to kind of look at it like that. And to me, it's Bibby all the way. But did I have more fun watching Jason Williams? Yeah, sure. But that's kind of where it's at for me right there, is Bibby was much better player than Jason Williams for the Kings, for sure.
Ryan.
Yeah, I 100% agree, dude. I'm not going to go too much into this again. I do like headband Bibby, though. That's
yeah.
They didn't have headband Bibby in the picture. I will point that out. Headband Bibby was definitely, he had his best year in the headband. So it's a little, them not giving him the headband in the picture kind of messes with me. It's like you were saying, trying to with the jersey thing, but definitely Jason Williams and Mike Bibby all the way. Jason Williams Jason Williams more of a cultural thing. I think people were he was flashy. He was a white dude, white chocolate. You know what I mean? He talked with the little accent and stuff. So, but Bibby all the way, man, just a much better player, and stats don't lie.
It's just one of those seasons. We've talked about it this season. I feel like throughout Kings history, we're gonna have some type of debates around this like annually, because it seems like people always bring it up. And anytime I say it's not even a debate, because Mike Bibby was so much. Wasn't Mike Bibby like the number 2 pick in the draft when he came out of college? He was taken.
Out of Arizona. Yeah, he was like really, really high. Yeah,
he was really high. What the hell was Memphis thinking originally making that trade and agreeing to that? They got caught up in the flashiness, maybe sell tickets or something. I don't know.
I'm telling you, man, it was a white dude who was dribbling like that, and just outspoken a little bit, and they just kind of got drawn in by it. And I don't know. It was kind of strange.
Well, next topic, coronavirus, guys. You guys knew coronavirus is going on. And the Kings, seems like half the fucking Kings have had coronavirus. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're sharing water bottles. Maybe they're hanging out together. But who's gotten coronavirus so far? Buddy Hield, Alex Len, Harrison Barnes. Who else?
Jabari
Jabari Parker. Okay, I would say this. Jabari Parker, man, always finds a way to end up on the injury report. I mean, even coming off of like a 4-month quarantine, this dude still had to be the guy to not be ready to go in the bubble, right? I mean, just that dude's luck. But the big one is really everything. Everybody else has recovered. It seemed like it didn't really mess with them too much. No one's reported this, but I feel like maybe the Kings are the most COVID ravaged team in the bubble so far. I haven't really heard of too many other cases. I mean, I heard Russell Westbrook got it and some stuff like that, but because it's cutting it close, they're talking about Harrison Barnes may not be ready to go, and how that's going to affect the Kings lineup. I think it's going to affect it a lot. Ryan, what are you thinking? Because they're thin already at forward.
Well, we talked about this last week too, and I believe what we were saying was like Richaun Holmes and Harrison Barnes at the 4, and then we threw in like the Buddy and Bogi and De'Aaron Fox all together. If Harrison Barnes isn't ready to go, I'm pretty sure they're just going to put Bielisa in there and roll Holmes, Bielisa. But it could open. Last week we were talking about guys who weren't going to get the minutes, like Harry Giles and Alex Len, who was going to be the odd man out. If Harrison Barnes, if he's sick and he can't play, then it's definitely going to be Harris or Harry Giles and Alex Len stepping up. So we'll see how it plays out. I really think he's going to play. I don't really think he's going to miss any time. So we'll see.
Chris, do you think like Corey Brewer's worth anything right now?
I mean, if Harrison Barnes doesn't play, maybe a few minutes here and there with the second unit, just to have a guy with some experience that can help. I don't think he's going to come in and drop 10 points a game, like maybe 2 or 3, but just having a guy who can play a little defense, has a little veteranism in him. Just
veteranism.
I think I just made up a word, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't even factor that guy in lineups and stuff like that, because I just don't know. I mean, I'm with you, Ryan, and I think that if Harrison Barnes doesn't play, they go heavy on big guys in the front court, and it's a lot of guards playing, But I mean, I guess I should transition into this though, because De'Aaron Fox, dude, that dude got he sprained his ankle, so now he's hurt. So like honestly, between the coronavirus and the injuries, like De'Aaron Fox sprains his ankle. I mean, is it safe to say the Kings are straight screwed if De'Aaron Fox doesn't play or starts off without playing? You think 100%. So?
100%. Kings will be out of it by Game 5 if De'Aaron Fox doesn't play. That's what I'm saying.
What is another one I was gonna say was that I don't think that he could. They can run without him. They're just not deep in the guard rotation. I mean, who's the backup point guard? Is it going to be Bogdanovich, or what is it going to be?
It's got to be Bogi, right?
Isaiah Thomas.
Hey,
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah. I mean, that you guys laugh. I mean, do we have a better option?
They said so far. They said so far they're not going to fill the Barnes roster spot though, because they're confident he's going to return. So it seems like they're going to play with who they have. Another one is Richaun Holmes, dude. So Richaun Holmes I think this would be a fun conversation to have. So Richaun Holmes broke the COVID rules for the bubble for sounds like some DoorDash. So there's been a lot out there about how poor the food has been out there, which whatever, who cares? But he broke it to get some outside food. So I wanted to put it out there. Food speculations, guys. What do you think this food speculations is what do you think he broke coronavirus for?
Ooh, like what his meal was? Oh my.
Yeah, what do you think it was?
I don't know. Richaun Holmes
definitely wasn't his mom's cooking. Because she got mad at him after.
Richaun Holmes strikes me as like a he probably risked it for like for some BK, bro. Honestly, some Burger King, dude. Like just for some reason, dude, he just strikes me as like a chicken fries kind of guy, man. He got some chicken fries from BK, a large fry, and maybe those new nasty Burger King tacos.
Damn. So
I'm going with.
So yeah, these guys, man, they were in there probably playing video games, trying to, oh man, order the snack pack, the late night munchie box or something, So it probably wasn't even something clean, something nice.
Yeah, they've all been
If you
chugging
had,
beers. Like these dudes wanted
yeah,
that. They need that late night.
yeah. So if you had to risk it all, if you had to risk it all for a menu meal on DoorDash, what would you risk it all for, Chris? What do you think?
I don't know. I think I'm going Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. What's the order then? If you had to risk it all, what's the order from Chick-fil-A?
Definitely a deluxe chicken sandwich, some chicken nuggets, and now after I found out that their mac and cheese is amazing, some mac and cheese as well.
Damn. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna go. Chick-fil-A's up there for me. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm probably going Chipotle is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get that fat Chipotle bowl is what I'm gonna do. Triple steak, triple steak. You gotta get the meat. I saw some of the meals that they're feeding these guys. They're not eating enough protein. Just hands down, they're not eating enough protein.
Some Chipotle, huh? Chipotle, that's good. I thought about some Chipotle. A lot of people, they're not going to know what this is because it's in Manteca, but I would have to lose chicken bowl, dude. If I could get some loose chicken bowl, extra chicken, and then a side of 6 hot wings and a Mountain Dew, and I'd be good to go.
Doug, are you just gonna eat the food that they're giving you? You seem like you would just eat that white bread sandwich without the crust they're feeding you, Doug. Is that you just take the bubble food?
Eric, I'm a little offended by that statement. The availability of things on DoorDash has expanded, I believe. I wouldn't settle for some fast food shit. I mean, like if I had to have like a final supper meal, I'm definitely getting like a filet mignon with some side of veggies and some mashed potatoes. So I'm gonna find a way to get that in there.
It's just highbrow. If you're a multimillionaire athlete, though, I would do the same thing. So, yeah. So food speculations. That's just too bad, though. He didn't have the awareness to, not cross that line. So, Doug, is he projected to like still play though? Is the timing work out to where he's going to play, or did he blow his chances?
So by bubble rules, he had to be quarantined for 10 days, which I think it's been like what 6 or 7 days now. So I think he'll be available for the scrimmages. So he should be good to go as long as he obviously tests negative coming back.
Hey,
so.
can I bring something up? I like conspiracy theories. What if he wasn't? What if they're just trying to cover for him, dude? And he wasn't even getting DoorDash. What if he was like doing some crazy weird stuff, dude? You never know.
What's crazy weird stuff? You talking about like these bubble chicks, these side chicks?
Yeah, maybe. Wait, do we have that on the schedule? Are we going to talk about that?
I don't know.
Hey, what a great transition, dude. Actually, you do have that on there. Damn, that was good.
It was cool until you brought up saying it was a great transition.
Well, I didn't know. I just looked
out.
Like, no, that was good stuff, dude. We should do that more often. Yes, Richaun Holmes, side chick conspiracy theory. What do you guys think?
I've seen it on Twitter, dude. I've seen some. I don't care about names or whatever, but I did see a female Twitter account say this bubble thing ain't gonna work. I've already been called in by like 3 or 4 NBA players. So imagine what's going on. I know Chris Paul's probably not taking part of that, but just saying.
Do you think it's a legitimate conspiracy, Chris? Like, do you think these guys are really risking the play for the side chicks?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't they? They're stuck in a bubble, and I'm sure regularly during the season when they're going to hotels, they're bringing chicks back all the time.
Damn.
Hey, what do you guys think? Like, if this is true, okay, and there is side chicks coming in, if they get caught for that and they make them quarantine stuff, do you think they should lose their pay? Like, they got to forfeit the pay, right?
Well, what do they call that? Detrimental to the team.
Yeah, whatever you call it. But yeah, you just screwed over a forfeiture of pay, dude. That's just something I want to throw out there.
I don't think anybody has Orlando NBA bubble cemented in their contract, so they could probably do whatever the hell they want right now without getting docked pay for it.
They agreed to it. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you're risking it, that's truly risking it all, dude. If you're gonna forfeit the pay, so.
By the way, I just want to say real quick too that these guys aren't stuck in a bubble. These dudes are out fucking playing golf. They're playing tennis. Like they're having the time of their lives right now. I don't want to hear that they're just in their hotels and practice and that's it. Like no, they're having way more fun than we are. So
Hey, what if she's sneaking into the bubble wearing like a hazmat suit?
just
They're probably protected then, right?
here for the cleaning. Yeah. I mean, I don't here's my plan. I'm rich. I'm a single NBA player. I invest in a lot of tests. Okay. You go to Costco and you buy a Costco supply of condoms and you buy a Costco supply of tests. So you get a ton of them, right? Because it's just going to come in a pack. And then what you do is you test them as they come in. And then that way it's foolproof, right? Hey, they're good to go. They can come float around the bubble. We're good to go, right? The cost's on me. I get my business done. No quarantine. So that's what I would do. You gotta work smarter, not harder, guys.
Hey, what player in the bubble, either any team, like post bubble, is most likely to get exposed for having side chicks?
Damn,
that's a great question.
I already know, bro. It's J.R. Smith. Like, come on, dude. Hey, have you I love J.R. Smith, dude. He's a fool, man. But J.R. Smith's up there with the Henny, with some Henny, some side chicks. Like that's what I'm 100% sure that's going on. So that's my number one post bubble. J.R. Smith's gonna retire and he's gonna expose everybody.
So do you? Yeah, he's going to be at the Jose Canseco, just blowing steroids, but he's going to do it with side chicks. So do you remember a couple years ago, guys, when J.R. Smith was on I think he was on the Knicks, and that Instagram DM came out where some girl's like, "Hey, I'm going to be at your game tonight," and he literally replied in one line, "You want the pipe?" That's all he said. Yeah. So that made it out. I want to say they were debating it on First Take. You got Stephen A. Smith like, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe that he messaged this girl this and and it's like, dude, that is so awesome. He literally,
I can't believe
I do remember that
audacity. That's
to ask her if she wanted the pipe. The pipe.
That was
maybe he needed.
Hey, I'm gonna stick with Los Angeles though, and I'm gonna stick with Los Angeles though, and think Dwight Howard would do something like that.
Oh, you have to go there, huh, Doug?
Nah, I could see JWill McGee maybe more.
I don't know, man.
JWill McGee over Dwight Howard.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, stop
that's
taking.
Fair.
All right, non-Lakers. All right, let's stop trying to take down the Lakers. I know we hate them, but who's it? I don't know, man.
Any net because they're already out of it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Well, fun topic.
Yeah.
Fun topic.
So let's get on this discussion. Our big time discussion this week is actually going to be our trash take of the week. So trash take of the week coming to you this week, presented to you by the great folks over there at ESPN, providing great content for us to talk about as the trash take of the week. So this week's trash take of the week is ESPN put together a list of the top 50 best players in Orlando. So they tried to predict this, and they did a ranking. And for us, it was especially trashy because they had De'Aaron Fox ranked number 41 out of 50 out of players. And so some notable players, Fred VanVleet was ranked ahead of him. Let's see who else is a random guy. Malcolm Brogdon was ranked ahead of him. Danilo Gallinari was ranked ahead of him. Just so I don't know what went into those rankings. Was it like did they factor in team success? I don't know, but as if we're talking players like that, there's no way Van Fleet, Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, Danilo Gallinari are all ranked ahead of him, guys. So let's have a discussion about that. Chris, what do you what's your thoughts as far as De'Aaron Fox's ranking, and is that a real true trash take of the week?
First of all, I'd like to say, why is Danilo Gallinari top 50? That's a little surprising, but yeah, I think that's definitely a trash take. I don't really go to ESPN for my rankings, but this kind of proves why. I think De'Aaron probably is, somewhere between that 20 to 30 range. Maybe next year he cracks that top 20. But yeah, to be 41 and have like Fred VanVleet and who knows who else is in front of him, Danilo and all these other people, like that's just, I don't know. I think the Kings always kind of get slighted on that small market. They just always get slighted on it for whatever reason. But yeah.
Hey, first off, I think you guys are pronouncing his name wrong. I thought it was Danilo Gallinari. I don't know. I'm just
the
saying
two L's make the yeah.
that. Yeah. All right. Let's not. Come on, guys. Let's try to.
We're gonna start doing that because Eric can never say Bogdanovich correctly,
Well,
but I think he does it on purpose
yeah,
at
well,
this
we-
point. That he says
I don't give a
Bogdanovich.
shit about Bogi. Let me point out though. Malcolm Brogdon's legit. I'm not upset that one. That's the only thing that the Fred VanVleet. Screw that guy, dude. He's like 5'6". All right, like whatever. Danilo, that guy can't stay healthy. But the Malcolm Brogdon, he's pretty good, man. I'm not upset if Sabonis All-Star though. You know what I mean? Like those guys that's All-Star guys. So I haven't seen the trash take. This is the first time that you guys actually exposed it to me on the show. I actually didn't see that article for some reason. Maybe it's because I was working too much this week. But yeah, De'Aaron Fox 41. Is there any other Kings on there?
I mean, no, not ahead of him at least. And Doug has the list open, but I get what you're saying about Malcolm Brogdon. I mean, he's playing. He's good. He's who else
dude.
is on there? Like CJ McCollum. I get the argument. Jamal Murray. I get the argument. They're on better teams, right? Yeah. But if you're really talking about like in the real rankings, like is Nikola Vucevic, is he a better player? I mean, look, especially if the Kings reel off a couple games, like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like Lou Williams, okay? Like again, Lou Williams. Is he a better player? I think they just factored in like the best teams and then players who are contributing on those teams. But if you really want to rank these players overall, especially their value to a team, I think that De'Aaron Fox is better than Fred VanVleet, man. I mean, you can make the argument for a couple other players, right?
Yeah, I mean Lou Williams is Mr. Six Man, bro. I'm not going to argue with his stats, but I'm with you. Fred VanVleet, get out of here, bro.
I just saw right now, I pulled up the list, and they actually have Fred VanVleet at 30, and he's ahead of Devin Booker.
Devin Booker, dude, that's what I was looking at. Like, are you fucking kidding me? No way.
I mean, what?
And John Morant.
Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah, where's John Morant on this thing? I mean, he's obviously got to be ahead of
32.
Yeah, 32.
That's all I'm saying. I just think that De'Aaron Fox is a dude, and the disrespect on that is like
Fred VanVleet.
They have Zion at 23, and he's played like what 10 games all year.
Okay, yeah.
Shit, he might not even be back for the bubble.
So why is he at 23? Like, why is he the best player? Like one of the best players? Come on.
I think it's just the hype, man. To say these lists, nothing goes. I know it's like, do we really want to take this that seriously? But as far as trash tanks, we gotta defend our boy De'Aaron Fox at any chance we get. I feel like if it makes sense, we gotta point it out. You know what I mean?
What's the top 10 on there?
Doug's gonna have to yank that one up.
I actually have it up if you guys are ready.
I'll be ready in 5 seconds. Yeah, we have at number 10, we have Jimmy Butler, fair. Jokic at 9, Paul George at 8, Luka at 7, Embiid at 6, Anthony Davis at 5, James Harden at 4, Kawhi at 3, Giannis at 2, and LeBron at 1.
Huh.
Oh, wow. Westbrook's not even on here then. Or did I miss him?
No, he's not
on the list at all.
No, I think he's...
Oh, no, he is. He's at 12.
No,
he's at 12.
There.
Who's 11 then?
Dame.
Huh. That's disrespectful.
Dame,
that's disrespectful having Luka over Damian Lillard.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like there's weird. It's like a weird hype thing. If we're really ranking players, I mean, come on, that is the disrespect. You feel me? I'm with you guys.
Paul.
I'd argue Dame's one of the most underappreciated dudes in the NBA.
I would take Damian Lillard over Paul George any day.
100%.
Yeah.
And Paul George is in there too. He's 15.
I thought Paul
They
George
just must have factored in, like, I guess, team success, but then again they don't. So that's what's inconsistent about the rankings is like, some guys it's because they're talented and some of them it's because they're team. it's just kind of a weird situation, when they put together the rankings.
Here's my last throw in. Kyle Lowry at 19, Kemba at 20. I'll take Kemba over Kyle Lowry.
Championship pedigree, Doug. That's what they say. I don't know. That's like one of the things.
It's a name.
It's one of the things they say. Okay, Doug, why don't you give us the rundown? Because are we going to be doing a podcast before they actually start playing games again? Is there something coming up before next weekend?
Yeah, well, technically we have, I believe, 12 days until the first games, which they start on the 30th. So, yeah, we'll be meeting again. I'm looking forward to doing another podcast, which is like really the preview. Like, let's talk some Spurs and Kings because that's who they get first. So, yeah, we'll have time to do one more and get you all ready for the 8-game bubble return.
Chris, so I don't know if we'll have you on. I know we're planning to do another trivia episode once we can get the schedules for the other guys down. But if we don't have you on ahead of time, anything you looking forward to it? Do you think the Kings can actually pull it out and be competitive and make the 14 playoff? Are you just going to be an optimistic fan? What's your opinion going into your viewpoint?
Usually I am the optimistic fan. I think I'm going to stay that way for this. I'd love to see them make a run and be competitive and get in somehow, some way. I mean, realistically, if they get in, it's probably not going to end well for them. But hey, they at least made it in a weird, funky season where they probably wouldn't have made it. So at least you kind of get that going for you, I guess, going into next season. But yeah, let's see if they can get in. And if they do, that's awesome. If not, then as always, we look forward to next year, right?
So I'll ask you one more question, Chris. I asked this to the guys a couple weeks ago. If they do make it, okay, and they get in, does it count as breaking the playoff drought? Does it count for you?
It does not, but at least they still kind of made the playoffs.
That's the way you look at it. So yeah. I'm counting it, guys. That's why I said the quote a couple weeks ago. Hey, when you're thirsty, someone gives you a drink of water, you take it, and that's the type of drought we're in. So I'll take whatever's coming, So yeah, man, that's it. Again, guys, thank you for joining us this week. You can check us out on YouTube. We're streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. You can follow us at KingsCast. You can follow us individually at KingsCast, and then our names, Eric, Ryan, and DFresh. If you have a trash take of the week, feel free to nominate us, nominate the trash take of the week by tagging us on Instagram. We want to thank Chris for taking the time to come on and talk a little bit of that Kings. We'll have him on in the next couple weeks to do a trivia episode for sure. So with that, for DFresh, Ryan and Eric, go Kings!
Kangs.
Kangs.
Kang. Thanks for listening to the KingsCast podcast. Make sure to subscribe and be notified for our next episode. Follow on Twitter and Instagram at KingsCast, like on Facebook, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio.